I want you to look at this. I want you to see and acknowledge I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Did it. Did it. Yeah. Huh. Yes, that's right. I did it. 7 days. Count them seven. One full week. I want that on record. I want you to know and acknowledge. I want you to say that I, your girlfriend, completed the entire pre agreed upon trial period with zero. Count them zero. And I cannot stress this enough, zero use of the tracking app. Ah. Deleted it off my home screen. I moved it to a folder, and then, and the third day, I opened the folder, but I did it, and I deleted the entire app completely. I uninstalled it because having it in the folder was still just too close. I moved it into a folder within a folder, and it was still a little bit. I knew it was there. I could feel it. It was calling me. It was right there. Um, so I may have struggled a little bit in the middle of the week, in the beginning of the week, and the middle of the week. But I didn't. I deleted it. I deleted it. Okay, I did reinstall it. I did reinstall it a couple of days later because you know what? I needed to know that I could delete it again, which I did. I did. So really, you know what? That's two deletions. So I think that counts as extra credit. Hmm? Hmm. I made dinner. I made dinner. Yes, again, I've been cooking a lot this week, having because I've got more time. It's something you can do with your hands when you're not, opening an app constantly. And also, I don't get distracted. I used to start to cook and then I would get distracted. So, I would put the water on to boil, and then next thing you know, the water is all boiled away. And um, I didn't need a bird laughing at me for that. I didn't. He does that all the time. He really does do that all the time. Feel like he's very critical of my efforts here. Okay. Anyway, I will admit that Tuesday was kind of bad. I will tell you Tuesday was bad after it was a rough day. It was a very rough day. Um, you had that thing after work, right? And you didn't text when it ran late. And I wish you would not have done that. Like on this week especially, I was trying so hard. And then you were running late, and I was so certain that something had happened to you. I was so certain. I went through the whole thing. I went through this whole spiral. Like thought, every single thought was negative. Every single thought was worry. Every single thought was panic. But I still didn't open the app. I still didn't open the app. I called you. I called you. I did call you. And then you didn't answer because you were still in the thing. But I knew that you were still. But also, I left a voicemail that I would probably. I would say that it was uh, it was measured. Okay, so it was relatively measured. You know, uh, um, I know that you could still hear like the panic that was there, but but I didn't say things that were crazy, and so that was the context. I didn't sleep that night, or the night before. I had a lot of coffee. The news was really bad that day. Did you know that? Did you pay attention? I mean, it's always really okay. So news is news. It wouldn't be news if it was just, ho hum, everything's normal. But it felt bad, and I really needed to know where you were. I really needed those specific coordinates on the person that I love so that I could, just draw a mental image and, say, okay, that part of the world is fine. That part of my life is okay. That part is safe and accounted for. As I spoke to my therapist about it. She said it sounded like it was a hard day, and uh, I didn't open the app, and so she was proud of me for that. and said that it was real progress. I should. She said I should sit with that, and I did. I sat with it. I sat with it until Thursday, and but then on Thursday, I didn't sit with it. I sort of instead I sat in the car and drove past your work. I was in the area. I wasn't going out. Well, not. I wasn't going a long way out of my way. I was running an errand. I had errands, and the errand was fairly adjacent to your office building. And I went. Okay, so I did go a little slightly way different home in order to be able to do it. And I saw your car in the parking lot. I only sat there for a couple of minutes in my car outside your building. I didn't go in. I didn't go in because because it was, I did what I had to. I knew that you were there. I knew that you were there and you were just a couple of floors up and I knew that you were right there. So that was easier. So I suppose um, technically, we said no app, and I didn't use the app. We didn't say anything about going to the park. Nobody said anything about not visiting and checking. Nobody said anything about not physically checking. We didn't say anything about physically checking. So, um, yeah, okay, I know. Yes, I know. I It was the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. I understand what I did wrong. I understand. I I get it because not checking the app wasn't about checking the app specifically. The point was the behavior. The point was the checking. The point was the tracking and sitting outside your office is um, it's still tracking and it's still checking. It's just doing all of that with extra steps. And so I knew, even when I was there, when I was doing it, I knew. I could practically hear my therapist's voice in my head. Very calm in my head, very reasonable in my head. And so while she was being reasonable, my head therapist was being very reasonable. I was just sort of like nodding along and listening to my head therapist, but also not listening. I mean, I was still not moving my car. I waited like 15 minutes. Okay, I waited 17 minutes. I waited 17 minutes. I know it was 17 minutes because I counted because I didn't want to. I originally thought I was going to just like no more than 15 minutes, right? Like 15 minutes at the outset. And then I thought, well, 15 minutes, that seems too, um, 15 minutes seems like I was planning to stay for 15 minutes, right? Because then it's such an even round number. I mean, I know it's not an even number, but you know what I'm saying. And so I thought 15 minutes seems so like deliberate manufactured. So I waited another 2 minutes, which doesn't seem like less intentional when I think about it like that. When I say it out loud, it's actually more intentional. Um, I've been thinking about why it's so hard, right? Like actually trying to think about it and not just you know this stuff I say in therapy. When I like hear what the therapist wants me to say. I know what she wants me to say. I want to say the right words about you know early childhood trauma and about attachment disorders and the need for control versus the reality of not being able to control everything. And I say those things and I know the things that sound good, like I'm making progress, but I'm usually just mouthing them and saying them and not thinking about it as much as I should. I'm not really kind of giving her the real version of what's going on. Not entirely. Because really, what's going on is that it's I love you so much, but also so very specifically. That's the thing. I love you. I love you so particularly that I get distracted. I get distracted when I'm trying to cook, or when I'm at the grocery store, and I'm distracted. Sometimes just watching you as you sleep, um, it makes it hard to go to sleep. And when I had the app, it felt like I was doing something, like I was caring enough, tracking everything that could possibly happen. And it felt like it felt like I could have some say in what happens. And I know that doesn't make sense. I know I don't have any control over what happens, over any say over what happens. I know that. I know. I've always known. I've always known. What I don't know is how to make peace with it, how to just accept it, how to just be okay with it. How do people do that? How do people just accept that bad things can happen to people that you love and you have no control over it? I don't know how to just be okay with that. I don't know how to just not care about that. Okay, I get my therapist said that it's not that I'm supposed to stop caring. I'm just supposed to, you know, put the caring where I can do something about it, right? Like not worry about the things you can't change type of thing. She says that the time and energy that I spent tracking you could be also be put into, being present, doing things to be present with you. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But so I did try this week. I really did. I tried to just, be present, and if I was thinking about you instead of obsessing over where you were or how you were doing, if you were safe, I would just put it into thoughts of like doing something to prepare for when I did see you, and making the most of the time that we were together and being present with you even if you weren't here. Um instead of monitoring you, you know. And most days I managed it. Like obviously Tuesday I didn't, and Thursday when I drove past your work, and well, okay, waited in the parking lot, but also, um, but like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those were good. Actually, they were okay. I was okay. I made dinner. I watched that show that we've been watching together, and I only looked at my phone a normal amount. I think, um normal amount for me. Not looking at a tracking app. I felt better. I did feel better. I did feel better. It was nice to know that I could do that. Um, that I could do it with that I could get through a week without the app and be okay. Um, I don't know that it's true that I could just do without it completely. I think it's going to be true. I think I'm working on it. I'm going in the right direction. But I also right now is still like one of those one day at a time type of things. It's still something I have to choose not to do. And I have to keep choosing it over and over and over again. And sometimes I think I'm gonna choose wrong. But I also that doesn't mean that I'm not trying, okay? It doesn't mean that I'm not trying. I am trying. So I did delete it. I have a proposal. Um maybe like an accountability thing. Like I can show you a screenshot of my phone every day. And so you see that it's not on there. And I know that it's possible that I could put it on and take it off, but also it's accountability. And anytime you ask, right? Like if you ask, I can just take a screenshot of my phone and send it to you. And so if I know that you could ask anytime, then I won't have it on my phone. Probably most of the time. I don't think. Usually, almost never, if ever. Probably, hopefully, never. But so, but that's my proposal is that um you you uh are my accountability buddy. And also, but also, could I get the check-ins? Could we make sure that we don't forget the check-ins? Like you text me when you get somewhere and I text you when I get somewhere, both of us mutual, like both of us. Because that's not surveillance. That's not that's not track. That's just two people who love each other and keeping in touch and letting each other know that they're okay. That's couples do that. Normal people do that. Normal couples do that. I know that they do that. I looked it up. I looked it up. Friends do that too. And then when you're on the route that, has the potholes and the inadequate, guardrail, I'm not gonna push this one, but also, you know, if you don't text me on days that you're on that road, would it be okay if I called? Just once, just not 6 times like I did, um, last month, but just 1 call to confirm that you got there, and then I can let it go for the rest of the day. So that is my idea, that is my proposal. So check-ins, accountability buddy, and then 1 call on the days that you're on the potholy road with the inadequate, guardrail. Um, so I think that's reasonable, and this is I think that this is progress. I think. Do you do you think that it's progress? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. So you want to know what I thought about this week whenever it got hard, what I used to like hold on to things and keep it together. Um I thought about how you're still here. Like obviously you weren't still here at that moment. You weren't actively there at that moment, but I thought about how you're still here in general. We're still together. Like even after that whole AirTag conversation, you sat with me through that, and and you stayed, and you didn't go, and you're still here. And I thought how that means something. I felt like that means something. That means that um that you still uh, want me, and then the whole package, the part that loves you and the part that may be a little too obsessive, the whole broken wiring kind of weird brain thing. You still want me, and you're still here. You're still coming over to watch TV with me and have dinner and listen to me confess that I have spent 17 minutes staring at your office window from the parking lot. I don't take that lightly. I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate and know what it means. Uh, I know what it can cost to be with someone like me, to love someone like me. I'm just trying to make it cost a little less. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. We should probably get dinner. It's gonna be cold. And you need to tell me about your day because I want to hear about your day. And because I didn't track you, so I don't know as much about your day in advance. So I want to hear everything. All right, yes. Dinner and conversation, like a normal couple. Tell me everything. Hey there, Cupcakes. Thank you so very much for being here at the end of this story. If you like this character, as usual, she will be in a spicy episode tomorrow over on Patreon. So, you know, there's always more to see. No, always more to do and see. But thank you so much also for those of you who do support me on Patreon and make it so that I can do this all the time. I mean, I appreciate that and your memberships and your subscriptions, your hypes, your likes, your comments, your shares. What else? Just being here, just your attention is makes it so that I can do this. And I am so blessed to be able to do this. Thank you. Those of you who were paying attention to my community tab might know that I was over on Twitch today having a grand old time helping my friend Bolt Promethean kick off his Twitch channel. And it went very well. He's going to be affiliated very quickly. He's going to make affiliate. He's going to have his affiliation very quickly. Uh, and we had so much fun. It was I laughed like I literally laughed until there were tears in my eyes, and so many clippable moments. Go ahead, I linked to it in my community post. I'll link to it down below. Check it out. Check out the stream, or just check out the clips because it was fabulous. And on that note, I said thank you to Chris Crab and Gilquest. I let you know about the stream and about. Oh, I hope you enjoyed the cameo by my dear friend Cupcake the Dove. He was being a little bit emotionally needy the day that I recorded this, and you know what? That's okay because we all are sometimes, aren't we? I know I am sometimes. And normally when I record, I have him off in another room. I try to remember to have him off in the other room where he can be a little bit disruptive, flying over and, trying to be cuddly and sweet. Uh, so this recording took me a good few tries to get through. I had to record it again and again, and finally I just kind of said, "Okay, we're gonna roll with this." When I heard him cooing at me, I was like, "We're just gonna go with it." We're gonna turn it into a feature instead of a flaw and keep going. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you will also be as good to yourselves as you are to me because you're very good to me and I appreciate you. I will talk to you all again very soon. And until then, you take care. Bye bye.